Hello everyone, Jen Leonard, one of the ALTENEW educators, and I'm so excited to be part of ALTENEW'S June Marvelous monthly series Video Hop. Today I'm going to be focusing on the Craft Your Life Botanical line art featuring the 3D embossing folder. The June Craft Your Life kit is just amazing. So what I love most about this particular kit is the simplicity yet elegant cards that you will make. So in this kit, you're going to get the Botanical line art, and this is an outline stamp set. What's good about the outline stamp set is you can use different mediums to color in the outlines. So you could use watercolor, you can do pencils, you can do alcohol markers, or even inking. So lots of possibilities with this. Inside your brochure, you have a couple of card examples. And then they also give you the stencil layering guide for easy use. Next, you're going to get the die set that goes along. Of course, no Craft Your Life kit would be complete without your stencils. And then last but not least is the 3D embossing folder. This is my favorite because this is what I'm going to be showcasing you with the cards. And then this stencil that is part of the kit is a perfect match for the 3D folder. So again, we're going to dive right in. So this is the card that we're going to make. And yes, Poppy approves. Hey, Poppy, this is my video. All right, back away. To make this card, we're going to use our ALTENEW Artist Watercolor, the watercolor paper set in the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and the fine watercolor brushes are perfect for this card. They can get into all the little fine spaces, and I am going to focus this card using the Botanical line art 3D embossing folder. So here's a little learning trick if you've never used a 3D embossing folder. ALTENEW puts a sticker on the embossed side of their folder. So when you open this up, you're going to have the embossing side and the debossing side. And that does make a difference when you're going to be watercoloring on your card, because what I did, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is debossed. All right, so I have an indentation going here, and that way I can create these beautiful colors without them running over to the side, because the watercolor is being caught inside this image. So when you I want you to turn your folder over, and then I want you to put your card in, because this is the orientation of the card that will look. So if you're the kind of person, so I'll bring up my example again. If you're the kind of person that wants to have their saying on this side, well, then this is a perfect orientation. If you're somebody who wants the saying more on this side, well, then you may want to move the card over a little bit so you have more area to put your sentiment. You run the embossing folder through your die cutting machine, and then you get ready to watercolor. I am using ALTENEW'S 36 water pan color set, and I'm focusing on the darkest blue colors. I believe it's Dark Night. I apologize, I don't have the color right in front of me right here. So the one thing that you will notice when you begin to watercolor is you may feel a little nervous, but please don't be so. It really should be a relaxing moment. And the easiest way to watercolor is this exactly, where you have natural lines around you because you are watercoloring in a debossed section. So it's sort of like coloring within the lines. And that's why I wanted to show you this embossing folder trick. So once you get a little bit of water onto your brush, just do a very light water wash on the leaf, and then begin to add little bits of pigment on to your leaf and move the pigment away from the center of the leaf. Just add a little bit and push it away from you. What will happen is all of the water, the gravity, will naturally take that pigment and blend it out and move it out. And it really, each time you do a card, it's going to be a brand new creation. So this card that I'm making is much darker than the example that I showed you because I was choosing to add a lot more pigment for this card example. For this hop, Altenew is giving away $300 in prizes. So we would love for you to stop by each of the designers' videos, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We just love teaching you all of the creative goodness that we have to offer. For any of you who have any interest in learning about the Altenew Educator Program, I highly recommend you checking it out on the Altenew website. All of the skills that I have learned really have come from this program, and my card making skills have quadrupled. And I just cannot say enough about this program because not only do you learn to increase your card making skills, crafting skills, but the educators are a wonderful group of women and you become friends. Now it's time to put our finishing touches on the card. I took the card panel and used the mix and match frame die set and created that really pretty dotted border around the card. I then put around some gold embossing thread and added a few clear drops that look like a little bit of a dewdrop onto the leaf. I enjoyed making this card so much that I have a little surprise that I even made another bonus card for you. Now I'm going to be using the stamp set in this kit, and I'm going to be focusing on the two leaves and using Altenew's Woodless coloring pencils to create this next card. I like when I don't have to do a lot of masking, and I tried to make this card as simple as possible for all of you by just focusing on two of the stamps, putting the bigger one in the middle, and then offsetting the two smaller leaf sets on the side. I wanted to create some realistic leaves, but also add some brightness. So I'm going to be focusing on the colors of Moss and Dewdrops, Volcano Lake, and Shadow Creek. I do wind up adding a little bit of yellow as I go along, and this is what makes crafting so much fun is you have an idea in your mind and then you keep switching gears and, oh, I think I'm going to add this color. Oh, no, it needs a little bit of touch of that. But the bottom line is this is your card. And while you can use the same colors that I have, I guarantee because these woodless pencils are just so beautiful at blending, pretty much no matter what colors you're adding, as long as they're all complementary to each other, you're going to come across some really pretty leaves. These woodless pencils blend beautifully. I started taking some classes, going to some of the retreats, and really learned how to use these pencils. So I do recommend, if this is a medium that you've never tried before, to check out some of the Altenew classes. But with these pencils is just like you're going to use an alcohol marker. You start by creating a depth, a line, and then the contrast, and you keep blending it in. And then you continue to add colors. These colors will lie on top of one another, but then also blend. And that's what's so much fun is you can continue to add some colors, blend some colors, create some unique looks just by adding in some light colors and the dark ones. And what I'm doing here as I finish off is you're going to notice me highlighting in the center of the where the stems meet. I'm adding a little bit of contrast because I want to kind of bring this card to life, have a little bit more depth. So that's why I'm taking the color, the darker color, and adding in that little bit of shading to really make the card pop. I'm using one of my old skills I learned a long time ago, which is good old dry embossing. I guess that's my theme today, is using embossing skills. So I wanted to create an outline frame on the card. So for the first card, I ran it through a die cut machine, but this time I'm creating my own frame. When you dry emboss, then the next time when you do some shading, that line that you created allows that color to make a natural frame. So, of course, what do we all do as card makers? We have the perfect saying that is for the recipient of the card, add a little bit of bling, and there you go. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day today. And like I said, please stop by all of the creators' video hops and say hello. Till next time, bye.